Everyone, and welcome to another episode of Command Your Confidence. Today, I want to talk to you about why you should not rush into a relationship and how you can avoid rushing into a relationship. But before I go into the show, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel and hit the bell for notifications. I got a lot of great content I'll be releasing this year that will help you level up in life and take you to the next level. So you don't want to miss out on that. So have you ever been in this situation, because I've been there too, picture this, you have met someone either online or in person, and you went out on that date and you hit it off. The date was so good, by the end of the day you had some amazing sex, and then the next day you're like, oh my God, this person is the one for me. There's no one else. And before you know it, like you want to rush into a relationship, and you get into that relationship, and then maybe 2 weeks or a couple months down the road, you're single again. Why is it that we want to rush into a relationship? And there can be many factors that can lead up to this. The first one I'd have to say is when we first meet someone and have that connection for the first time, we are so emotionally consumed by that person. We see them as like super amazing. They're the only one that could be for me. We look into their eyes, or just all we do is think about them. Causing us to rush into a relationship, and we're not thinking coherently because we're having that dopamine high that's just like so excellent that we don't want to let go of it. But then eventually, after a month or two, a couple months down the road, that emotional dopamine kick just kind of just not there. And when that dopamine fades off, that's when you kind of see the person for who they really are. And you got, that's when you kind of got to test the waters to see if the compatibility is still there. And when we are guided by our emotions, when it comes to meeting someone and we're just getting the rush from that person, we fail to think coherently. We don't take the time to really get to know the person or see what they're really like before getting attached to them and making a commitment. And this can be really bad, because when you're not willing to get to know the person and you're failing to kind of see who they are, because you're thinking like they're like the best thing that ever happened to you, you can be disappointed down the road. And I've seen situations, or been in situations as well, where I had that emotional rush, and I'm like, oh God, this is so excellent. I got someone so beautiful in my life. I don't want to let this go, only to find out that that person was a totally different person down the road. Like, and this shocked me. Like, the person, I remember one time I was in a relationship with someone, and I thought that the person had no problems. They were just, everything was just kicking ass in their life and everything. And a couple months later, I saw that person's true colors, and the person just had a lot of baggage that they were still carrying, and they were bringing that into the relationship, or they were manipulating me, and I just didn't see that they were manipulating me because I was so enthralled by them. And this really just let me down and hurt me, and it just left me confused. I'm like, why is this happening? I really thought this person was the best for me. And I had to realize at one point, in order to avoid that disappointment, I had to take a step back and kind of put my emotions in check when I knew they were kind of going all over the place. And once I was able to do that, I was able to get more of a feel for who the person was. I was able to see clearly who they were and communicate with them, the way I wanted to make sure that I was not wasting my time. And most people fail to do this. And this is one of the reasons why you got to kind of put your emotions in check, because you want to kind of see if that person's going to be compatible with you. And you want to see, well, hey, is this for real, or is this the emotions that I'm feeling right now when I'm with this person? Because you can be feeling all these fucking excellent emotions about the person, from all the time you spent together, the great sex you had, and the wonderful words they said to you. But sometimes when you step back, you can kind of see, well, okay, what is this person all about? How can I get to know this person more to see if they're right for me without letting my emotions affect the way I'm feeling about this person? And when I did that, it was just like, I just saw more characteristics of the people I was seeing that were either good or bad. And I had to decide for myself, is this what I want for me? Is this going to be a good fit? Or based off that person's actions, are they really interested in me? And once you can do that, like, you won't be as disappointed like when things don't turn out, and you'll know whether or not you're wasting your time and everything like that. When I started just kind of getting busy with life, I got to do this channel here, and I have a business that I do on the side. On top of that, I work full time, and certain things in my life matter more to me than seeing the other person. And I kind of had to see if they were on board with, my passions and dreams, that they respected that, hey, I have something going on and I need to put time into this. And you got to think about yourself. You got to just not be concerned about the other person all the time. And that's really going to help you, take control of things, and then see how that person is going to be as well. And it's also a good form of emotional control as well, that you can, just be upfront with someone and have the guts to say that, and just see if they're okay with that. Because, a lot of people, that before they even meet someone, they got stuff that they're doing in their life. They got their clique of friends they hang out with. They got, this business venture that they're working on. But when they find that one person that just totally blows their mind away, they forget about that. And they put everything aside in their life for that other person. And, this is very unhealthy, because, we get sidetracked off our goals and what we're doing, and we push our friends aside. Another reason why you want to not rush into a relationship too is because a lot of people, when you first meet them, they always put on a mask. You don't really see the true colors, because they just want to impress you and everything. And later on down the road, as they're getting to know you and time goes by and that dopamine kicks just fading away, you're going to see more things about that other person that you didn't see the first time, because you were just so blinded by that other person that you didn't even bother to get to know them and see what they were like. And you got to see if that's going to complement your life. And that's why you got to take the time to get to know the person you're seeing, to see who they are and what they're like, and if what they're saying is true. And I'm not, everyone's not perfect. Everyone has their own imperfections, but you got to also be able to see if you can tolerate the other person's imperfections. Because, we're not perfect as people. We got our good qualities and our bad qualities, but a lot of times when people rush into things and everything gets hot and heavy, and you feel that person doesn't like the imperfections, or likes you for you, or doesn't like that you do this, that's just not going to work out. It's just going to be a very toxic situation for both of you. And so you just really got to step back and take a deep breath, and be like, even because sometimes too, I know you'll get super caught up again in that emotion. I get that way sometimes too, but I have to put myself in check and say, hey, I got this going on in my life. I've only known this person for this amount of time. I kind of got to see more of who they are before I kind of let my emotions get attached. So I kind of hold back on that attachment until I can kind of see, okay, what it's like. If the person's going to be normal at all, or is the person going to accept you for who you are, and going to like the other person's imperfections. So there's just a lot to this, and this is why you don't want to rush into a relationship. And these are simple steps that can like really help you next time you meet someone to see if this person is compatible, and also keep yourself from rushing into something that might not work out down the road. And sometimes you just gotta be in the moment and just kind of see where things go. You don't have those expectations, because when we're blinded by our emotions, like, we have all these expectations that we expect these other people to live up to. And when we can't live up to their expectations, they'll be disappointed, because we got to focus on ourselves. And there's just like so much that to be aware of. So there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If this found this to be helpful, like, I'm glad you. Please share it and give it a like. And like I said, if you haven't already, guys, please subscribe to the channel and hit the bell for notifications. I got a lot of great content I'll be releasing soon. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Take care.